winter campaign. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack. You're looking very, very Christmassy in your...
I think I'm going round and round now in my Christmas jumpers.
Sprout on the town.
Sprout on the town. It's that time of year when the weather is horrible, it's cold, it's wet. It was snowing up north over the weekend. So we are going to talk to you. We've spoken to you on this winter campaign about many different things, about how you can support people, about what we do, and all such stuff. But mainly, if you're watching this, that is what House of Bread does. Vulnerable people come into House of Bread starving. We fill their bellies full of food and then help. We don't help in isolation. We don't sustain that lifestyle. And what that does is it breaks down a few barriers, and then we're able to say, what do you need? Right, you can go here, you can go to this authority, you can do this, you can do this. We'll call this person with this bill and all that kind of stuff. So what we want to talk to you about is, you know, how you can keep the lights on, as it were, how you can enable us to help more and more people. Will, after my corporate spiel there, sorry everybody if you've fallen asleep.
Yeah, no, you make a very good point, Jack. The successes have been that opportunity to embolden somebody to feel strong about themselves and well about themselves, to make those positive decisions, break that vicious circle.
So we're not there to change somebody's life. We don't provide housing. We don't provide a lot of the stuff that people need. What we do is just provide that springboard that hopefully they'll use to change their life.
Crucial to that really is how we sustain our funding stream through that. So we can do the minimum required, which in terms of where we sit is not good enough. We need to do more, and we need to do better of what we do.
Well, as an example, because I find it's always helpful to give examples because we know what we're on about.
Yep.
For example, we used to be open on a Wednesday evening.
Yes.
Now,
gosh,
that was great.
Day.
That was fantastic. That was providing people with a meal. People could come along. If they were starving, they could get a hot, cooked meal. That was fantastic. But if we were making appointments, that would be the next morning. And, you know, that's a whole 12 hours later, maybe a few cans later. So to catch people in the morning was what we always wanted to do, which is why we set up the cafe that opens at 9:30 in the morning. So people can come in before they've had a skinful, for lack of a better phrase, and the people and the organisations that engage with us and come into Browning Street can meet people when they're relatively sober in the morning.
Yeah.
So there's a world out there that isn't necessarily how me and Will think, but talking to people we understand, and you can enable us through, like everybody did, enabling us to have the cafe in the morning by giving us some money. It's that kind of improvement that helps us.
I think.
So, Will, how can people help us, and what kind of fundamental things will, if people make a monetary donation, what will happen with that?
The difference is that any contribution to the funding makes a difference, because in order to do more of what we do, we need to have the lights on more. We need to get more gas and electric. Fundamentally, if you make a financial contribution to us, whether it's a one-off or a regular giving through local giving or direct debit, what you're providing us with is a cash flow that we can start anticipating a growing need.
That's interesting you use the term cash flow. So it's not like if you're donating to, like, in the news, some charities, you know, what you donate just pays for the advertising campaign. If somebody gives us money,
it's right to the
literally
front line.
keeps the lights on.
It literally keeps the front line on.
If somebody wants to make a specific donation towards, like, the cafe, or towards a certain part of the work we do, maybe it's the casework or something. If somebody makes that known, what then happens?
Yeah. So, say for example, you wanted to support something going on in the cafe, that there was a food link that was really something that you had your heart for. You could fund all the milk we need in the cafe. We are making hundreds of cups of tea, hundreds of cups of coffee, and a lot of hot chocolate, and we need milk. So if you thought about it and thought, well, actually, it costs, you know, £3 or £1.29 for 2 litres of milk.
Out of touch with the common man.
I'm just thinking of my Lidl visits and my Tesco's visits. If you thought, actually, £10 a week, that would go and that would adequately supply the milk every week in the cafe. That would make a massive difference, because everybody comes in for coffee. So that's one example. If you were to think about sponsoring a caseworker, it would be things like providing the training that we need for our caseworkers, because we need to build in the capacity to learn on the job. And if we have to buy in skill, like conflict resolution or first aid, then that's what we're going to do. We're not going to compromise in any way. So you could be somebody who thinks, well, actually, I could support a caseworker. So you could individually support one of our caseworkers by regularly providing the income, which allows us then to think about planning into the future. We are a very lean machine, so we don't have spare. What we tend to do is, what funds we have come in, we enhance it, the spend or the quality of our service or the delivery of service, whatever it is, we make sure we're doing the level best.
We're very happy, for people, if anybody makes a donation, to say thank you. You have enabled us to do this.
Yeah, we do. You get a laminated certificate very often.
And all sorts.
If you're a school person or individuals,
it literally is like that. If you give us a donation, we put up on Facebook about turkeys for Christmas, and within a couple of hours, people were giving us money, and literally that money that they were providing means that we can provide the Christmas meal.
Yeah.
That's what we mean when we say make a financial contribution. It's not to put in our coffers so we can get interest and all that kind of stuff. We're not that lucky, if that is lucky indeed. But it's literally money on... You give us money, we use it to provide something amazing for these people in a world where their lives aren't amazing. And that's not us doing anything special. We're not saying we're amazing. It's just these people's lives. If you give them turkey for Christmas, that's amazing. Yeah, that might seem normal for everybody.
Make a difference.
It literally makes a difference.
Yeah.
Right, I hope that's all right. I hope we haven't laid it on too thick. We really don't like doing that too often because we don't want to put pressure on people, but you really can make a difference even from your chair at home. Or wherever you're watching this. Thank you very much, Will.
That's all right, Jack. I'll try and get a Christmas jumper next time. I promise I'll try and
you
do
heard
better.
it here first, listeners. Your wife will be sitting at home going, I've tried to buy him. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out Hob News that goes up on Sunday afternoons. Please like and share and send this to all your friends and support us. You will genuinely make a difference. We will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.